Congratulations. You are at the right place at the right time to start your day with a lightning bolt of energy. If you're here, it's because morning talk shows and even most podcasts have you down in the dumps, depleted and yearning for more. I want more money. I want more time. I want more magic. I want to be told what to do. I want to find what works. I want to scale my business. I want to be provided with actionable inspiration. And if more is what you want, then get ready for the Unblinded Huddle, which is the #1 way to start your day with a dose of integrity-based human influence. With your host, Sean Callaghy, Fernando Valencia, Adam Gugino, Jared Yellen, and the entire Unblinded movement.
Well, hello, everyone, and welcome.
Hey, good morning, folks. How are we doing out there, Fernando?
Amazing, Mr. Callaghy. Happy to have you here. Please continue.
Yeah, so what's happening out there, everybody, and welcome and good morning on this Trajectory Tuesday. So a little intro for you guys, which we love feedback and comments on as we continue to innovate and evolve everything that we're doing here. And so, Fernando, what is present for you and what is happening?
What is present for me is the excitement and the speed of innovation. We have our movement on fire. Jay Levine saying this is sick. We have Annie tuning in from
Congratulations.
Mexico.
You are at the...
We have the replay of the intro again. And we have Juana Caligula saying this is awesome. And we have Jill from Argentina. So the group is on fire, Sean.
Yeah, no, just super fired up. And we have an outstanding guest for today. And before we jump in on that, this is coming to you from Long Beach Island, New Jersey, in the Unblinded movement. Had a beautiful morning today. It's a crisp 40 degrees. The sun is peeking out. Got into the ocean a little bit this morning in its 40s, and that will certainly wake you up. And excited to have somebody from the opposite coast of Long Beach Island and the Atlantic Ocean coming from the Pacific Ocean side. We have somebody today, Jared and Fernando. What's up?
So today we have Deborah Gaylord tuning in with us. And her bio is absolutely exceptional. And I'm going to do my best to capsulize it in one sentence. She started as a latchkey kid raised in a broken home. Deborah Driggs Gaylord has had to clear many hurdles in her life to make it where she stands today. As a multi-year member of the insurance industry $1 Million Roundtable, she supported dozens of nonprofits, and personally, I've had the pleasure to meet her. She is a ball of energy. She is always smiling. She is caring. She can love you in a heartbeat, and she is present to everyone's emotions and always willing to support, even if it doesn't benefit her first. So everyone, we welcome to you, Deborah Gaylord.
Deborah, what's up? What's up?
Hey, all of you. I feel just amazingly blessed with that intro. Thank you so much. I am so happy to be here. I love you all and I miss you all. And I think what's present for me right at this moment is that this couldn't have come at a better time. You know, I've been a little bit in isolation here. And, you know, it's an interesting time, right, with what's going on. And so I feel really grateful to be here and be a part of the community because it feels good to be speaking out. You know, I'm sitting here alone for the last 3 days. I'm kind of going a little stir crazy. So.
Yeah. So Deborah, that's awesome. And Deborah's a friend, a business partner, and Deborah is also a lion in the Tony Robbins organization. And we connected through that world. So Deborah, it's awesome to have you. We want to stay tight and go fast. So these what we do in the huddle is each morning, for those that are new, and even for you, Deborah, is we have about 7 minutes with a guest, and that leads to a deeper role play interview process, which we'll talk more about shortly. But for Deborah, let's jump right in. You're a very successful person, and you weren't always a successful person. And we talk in the 3 sections of outcome production, which is process mastery, influence mastery, and self-mastery. So my first question for you, Deborah, is what was your process mastery? Like, how did you scale your business? Like, how did you do it? What did you do?
What did I do? So, you know, I was not in the business world. I'm sure you got that from my bio, but I was not in the business world. I was in the entertainment business for years. And, you know, when you get forced to burn boats and do what you need to do, I just basically put it out in the universe. I know that sounds very, you know, fugazi, but put it out in the universe. I called everybody. I dialed for dollars.
Yeah. So listen, wait. So let's stop and challenge Deborah real quick. Sure. I believe in putting out in the universe. I believe in praying, but like she put out in the universe and then she hit the phones. And so
Yeah.
how did you, you hit the phones hard. So quick question, how many phone calls did you make? Who did you call? How did you decide
I didn't hang
to
up
do that?
until I got somebody that said yes.
Okay, and said yes to what? What was it that you were, I know you are in the financial and insurance world, but say yes to buying, say yes to an appointment. Like, what was it that you actually did in the sequencing? We're going to get into a minute. Yeah, good.
Yeah, so I basically would say, if I can lower your premiums, if I can do better, if I can add more value, would you switch and let me be your insurance agent? And,
Okay,
most of the time people would say, oh, Deborah, I've already got that, this and that. And I would just keep going until I got an audit at least.
So what I've noticed about you, Deborah, is you put yourself, because you've made a very intentional decision, it seems to me, in your process mastery, right? Which is the things you do. We're going to get to influence mastery in a moment, which is what you say within what you do. But it seems like you intentionally put yourself in positions of folks that would be outstanding clients for you, meaning high net worth individuals, circles of high net worth individuals. Is that true? So in the beginning, I think you were not just looking at high net worth individuals. You're calling everybody. But then it seems at some point you sat back, you innovated in your process mastery and said, you know what? I'm Deborah Gaylord, and I know I can go from hello to yes with people, which we'll get into hello to yes in just a moment. But you shifted and you put yourself in the right rooms for you. Am I perceiving that correctly or no?
Absolutely. Listen, I am a very fortunate person. My connections just from the entertainment world is what really got me started and got me up and moving. And I called those people. I called the head of Warner Brothers. I called Bob Pittman. I called Ron Perlman. I called people that scared the living daylights out of me. I just did it. And I thought, you know what, if it's not scaring me, then it's like you've got to go for it. And so because I had those connections, I used them, and I was very careful in how I did that also. It didn't hurt that I worked with the #1 insurance agent in the world. It didn't hurt that I had that leverage also. So
yeah. And for those that were unblinded,
yeah.
Sorry, Deb. So those that were unblinded, you saw Deborah and Mike Crouppen, Rob Gill, all together. We had some fun up there for sure. And so so your process master, what I'm hearing is that you were hitting massive acceleration through calling optimal people and putting yourself in different circles. I know you're aligned in Tony Robbins' organization. I also know that Richard Branson's inner circle grouping, you've spent a lot of time with and traveled the world with those folks as well. Yes?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So now, second batch of question is in your influence mastery. Like, what is your sales formula? So process mastery is like calling people, where you're going, what you're doing. And we talk about your influence, the conversation, and you alluded to it already. You said, well, I would say, hey, I can beat what you have. But how do you connect with people? So what's your sales formula from going from hello to yes with people? Because you did it with me. Like, you met me, and right, we did that. So what is it, your sales formula?
Well, this is something that I truly believe is that the sale is going to come later. The first steps are to build reciprocity with somebody, to build rapport, to build, to take a genuine interest. So I can tell you from, my last 10 years of really succeeding in this business that the clients that I have, they're my friends. I have made them my friends, and especially, going back to what we're going through right now, this is the time when I've called so many people and just made sure everybody's okay. So I think that's my thing. I'm not a salesy person. I think anybody that knows me knows I'm not going to come on strong as a salesperson. I want to get to know somebody. I want to know what they're about. And if I can add value to them, then I'm all in. You know what I mean? But I don't want to just be like, hey, I want to sell you insurance. I want to get something from you. I feel like most of the time, if I'm giving, then it's a no-brainer. And I have we have a great system also. So
Yeah, and you've been through that model. You went from making nothing to, in some years, you've been a 7-figure earner in your financial insurance world, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I came from absolutely. I started with zero, and you know, I could tell you stories. We can't get into that right now, but yeah, absolutely. I'm writing a book as we speak. This is a perfect time to do that, so it should be done by the end of April. That will
fantastic. And what's the name of it, Deborah?
It's a working title, and it's just no means maybe.
Awesome. All right.
Yeah.
So jumping in, we're going to talk more about that in our expanded. But quickly, biggest challenges for you, putting Corona aside, biggest challenges for you at this point in your career and your marketing and sales processes. What are your largest frustrations?
Wow, that's a really good question. I don't know that I have huge frustrations, Sean. I would just say probably that there are, sometimes you have to depend on other people to get things done. And because we're kind of the middleman, I'm not captive. So I think some of the frustrations can come from the insurance companies that we deal with and getting them to do what we need them to do. So,
interesting. Okay.
But as far as frustrations for me, I mean, I try to keep it fun. I try to keep it very light and fun. And if it gets too serious, then I know I need to step back and take a look at that.
Yeah. And for everybody, we do talk about the fun excitement of exponentially growing the sales.
Yeah.
And Deborah has a lot of fun because in her marketing process, she's running around parties and fun places and creating meetings from there. And Deborah, really quickly, so we love to challenge how people present their heroic, unique identity. So in 30 seconds, tell everybody here why they should do, we're not done yet, but this is a quick check-in. Why should everybody do business and buy financial and insurance products from you? Like, why would they want to do that? 30 seconds, how would you deliver that? So you've built rapport, you've connected deeply. Because
we're the best and we're 24/7. We're going to give you the absolute attention that you deserve. And we have a white glove treatment. We have a private doctor. We don't do anything until we know exactly what it is you need. We're not rushing to make the sale. We want to do what's in the best interest of the client. And that comes first. It is
So watch this innovation. Everybody, let's try this on. So what I'm hearing you say, and this is wink, wink, a little optimization moment, because we can always throw a bit. So what I'm hearing you say, Deborah, is that you are partnered with the #1 life insurance agent on the planet. Yep. And you guys are #1 for a specific reason, dealing with celebrities from all things you said publicly, so I could say it, from having written Michael Jackson's insurance policy to Ozzy Osbourne to Pele, and massive celebrities in between. And those people and their experts weren't making mistakes in who to choose to use for insurance. However, if you're not a celebrity and don't do all those things, we have an unbelievable white glove treatment, including our own doctor, which means this: we get you insured at rates that other people never will, because we make sure we do every single thing to, with integrity, optimize how your medical process goes so you get the best rates, blowing away everyone. And if you won't let us just take a look at your financial situation, your insurance, you're absolutely crazy. Is that who you are?
And most people don't realize, and Sean, bravo to you, because most people don't even know that. And all life insurance is based on is medical classification, right? So if I can take you from standard to super preferred, you're gonna come with me, because most agents aren't gonna take the time to do that. And by the way, they don't know how.
Yeah. So
most insurance agents don't even know what that means, which blows my mind.
Yeah. So Deborah, why do you do all this? Like, what drives you? 30 seconds, what drives you? Why are you doing all this?
My kids. I have 3 kids to support. I have a mom to support. That drives me. That makes me want to get up every morning and do and show and be an example to them.
Oh, awesome. 20 seconds. What excites you about Unblinded and we're up to here? Why'd you come on today?
I came on today because Sean, I've been on stage with you. I have been on the morning huddles. It's hard for me because you're 5:30 a.m. It's 5:30
Yes, of course.
But You know, I do this because if I can add value to anybody on this call, if I can help anybody, if somebody got one distinction or something, that just made my day.
No, and thank you for doing it, Deborah. And everybody who's on the West and gets tired, sometimes you can always listen to the posted replays. And final, Deborah, if you had one actionable step to share with the people from the Unblinded community on this huddle today, what would that actionable step be? Like, what should they take action on?
Take action on, God, that's a great question. I would say that write everything down. That is my awesome. Go-to. I write everything down.
Outstanding. Deborah, it has been a pleasure, and we're going to do an extended where we get into a lot more depth with Deborah. That's going to be a part of how we're jumping off. I appreciate you. You're amazing. I'm immensely grateful for Mike Crouppen, Rob Gill, our phenomenal relationship that we have. Yes. And you are a rock star and a friend. I appreciate your voice memos. And yeah, you're amazing. So we'll talk soon, Deborah. Thank you for being here. Love you too. Thanks. Love you. Amazing. Thanks. Love you. Okay, so quick distinctions, and then we're going to take this home for 60 seconds. So Deborah's amazing. Deborah's a 7-figure earner. You can hear the relationship development. She's super congruent. And for those that understand the form, I'm going to rip through some things. Very congruent. Her words, vocal qualities, body language align. You know, we can't hear body language. You could feel the alignment. She engaged in outstanding emotional and energetic transference. She varies her energies. She's in her heart. You can hear a clear Zeus from her as well. You heard fun, and Deborah is absolutely fun. She laughs a lot. I've had the privilege of being at dinner and her twirling napkins over her head at Spago's at Wolfgang Puck's place. She's just fun, right? The way we originally connected, she just came up to me and started talking in a very appropriate, positive, connecting way. Does a fantastic job. You also heard that Deborah, who's been doing this forever, there was an access point, I think. Compare Deborah's presentation of herself and her, what is it, like, why should we do business with you, with some of the distinctions that I was able to, I think, with humility add. When we're talking about our heroic, unique identity, Deborah has dropped the mic dynamics. Having that celebrity base and bringing it out, and some of you may go, who knew her? Oh, so what do you just name drop? No, but wouldn't you want to know that Deborah and her partnership, that they write insurance for Michael Jackson, they write insurance or have for Pele, for Ozzy Osbourne, other celebrities who are massively successful. Wouldn't you want to know that? And then watch her pivot to her humility, right? From her heart, white glove, preferred, caring, like feel that pivot of energy. But you want to make sure that people have such a limited period of time to assess and judge who you are. If you're not sharing who you are, how are they going to know? Because doesn't it create a differential if somebody tells you, yeah, we did Pele, Michael Jackson, Ozzy Osbourne, and others, right? I don't want to misquote any names, because I think I know a bunch more, but I want to make sure I know those are true. So when you hear that, you go, wait a minute, like those people out there are pretty smart and assess what they're doing. Something's got to be going right here. Then it's backed up factually. Yeah, we're great because we have our own doctor, and you can get a higher level classification because how we approach your medical with integrity. Oh, I get it. So we're delivering our best concisely. So that's what's happening. Fernando, what's going on in the chat and what's cooking?
The chat is on fire. So a big shout out to Rich Levine, Jay Levine's father, for being here for the first time. We also have Desi, who listened to Jared's How to Create a Webinar. She's created a Facebook group and has her first webinar set up for Friday. We have Oli Cantos, who's given massive love to Deborah after hearing her at the Unblinded immersion and hearing her now. And shout out to you, Oli. I know you've had some dynamics in life, and we're happy to have you here. And we have Annie from Mexico going, wow, this is amazing. So our ecosystem is live, sir.
Yeah, we want to take a couple quick shares. We have time or no?
Yeah, we do. So let's call up. We have one person with their hand raised. If you'd like to share 30 seconds on what you're present to from today's huddle with Deborah, please raise your hand. We're going to call in Erica Siegel. 30 seconds. What are you present to from today's share?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes,
so
got you, Erica. What's cooking?
Awesome. So I am so present to that. Who you're calling makes a profound difference, and who you're being on that call makes even more of a difference. And some of us have this experience of ourselves that we might not be worth it to call a certain, like celebrities or a certain community or a certain group of area. Like realtors were just distinguished as non-essential in New York, like, and not allowed to have unemployment either collect in it. So that could make you think like, well, I guess I'm not needed and wanted in this world. Or you could be like, I'm so needed and wanted. Like, how can I show up in a new world, like providing new value and creating new resources like this community, and provide services to people that maybe might not be collecting income and selling and buying real estate right now, but doing something else. And like the variance of energies, hearing her, like I'm thinking she's like dancing, like in the conversation, I hear dancing. Like I'm over here and I'm doing the cha-cha-cha or the fun energy, and I'm over here doing the goddess energy. And like, it was so wonderful to hear from her and so needed for me in this moment. Cause it's that aspirational energy of like, where do I see my future since I'm in some arenas unemployed till September. So thank you for that.
Well, Erica, great share. Thank you. And you're unemployed in a certain respect, but definitely not in others. We'll talk more about that. So thank you, Erica. And I'm going to kick it to Jared in 10 seconds. Stay with me because we're going to wrap up and shift energies to get in our heart a little bit. We're going fast, delivering energy, like get going. We're going to ground and finish in a moment. But Jared, what's cooking, sir?
What's cooking is that Deborah Gaylord is dancing right now, 5:30 a.m. Pacific time. So Deborah, thank you for that beautiful energy. Thank you for the success. Thank you for the process. I mean, everybody, you could do this, right? So here's some action for the day. We are going live today with a new course inside of the Unblinded Academy. This course is called Webinar Wizardry. You'll get access to it. This is our gift to the entire movement. It's a $97 course. We're giving it to you for free. And the reason why we're giving it to you for free is not so you can just like watch this and be like, wow, that's interesting. But rather you can watch it and then execute upon it. And we're going to hold you accountable to hosting your first webinar, doing your Facebook Lives. This is your opportunity to step into your legendary. But you can only step into your legendary if you take massive action like what Deborah just shared with you. So action for the day. Look out for the Webinar Wizardry course. You will get access to it with a promo code, so it is free for you. Go through that course and then take massive, seismic, legendary action. Back to you, Sean.
Yep. So as we bring it home these last 90 seconds for today, let's ground. It is Trajectory Tuesday. You heard a beautiful share. Super grateful to Deborah. And what we're talking about here is this. Each day we have choices. And it begins with like how we wake up and what we do. I woke up this morning and I felt a little down. I felt a little frustrated. I do love isolation. I do love thinking time. So I don't think it was isolation. I just felt like there's more I want to do. There's more I want to create, which is bizarre because we just had an insane day of acceleration yesterday. So our minds lie to us, right? So our minds lie to us. It was probably also connected to the fact that I had some ice cream late last night, and sugar could be function as a depressant. So just down a little bit off of like my full edge. So I got up this morning and I went outside. I walked. I was blessed and privileged to be at the beach here, but it's cold, right? Walked outside, got to the beach, took off my shoes, socks, went into the ocean this morning up to my knees. I didn't want to, go full immersion. I'll do that later for today, but worked out on the beach, got grounded. It was like this amazing feeling once I started to exercise. My mind started shifting. And I started asking myself questions, going through my incantations. And I remind you of this one, which I have said a number of times. I'll keep saying it. Scroll 8 that I say each day from Og Mandino, right? His Greatest Salesman in the World book that I've morphed it into is today, how do I multiply my ecosystems and every ecosystem I touch value 100-fold? So let's lead with that question. How do you multiply it 100-fold? Deborah was an outstanding example of possibility, making extraordinary reaches to extraordinary places. And Deborah's no different than you or me. Deborah grew up with no money. Deborah grew up, with somebody who had challenges in her upbringing, as many of us did in different ways, some more, some less, and just took action in her process, influence, and self-mastery. That's what's present. And request. Who do you know that you think we should be interviewing on these huddles? Who do you know that we should be interviewing on these huddles as an example of somebody successful, making progress, and making things happen in the world? Who is it that you know that we should be talking to, right? Hey, I'm Sean Callaghan. It's Trajectory Tuesday. Shift your trajectory massively today. Add value, love people, and we're all blind, and just learn to see. Have an amazing day. Thanks.
So now is the time you take action. What is the one thing you will do today that will help you make more money in less time and with more magic? All you need to do is take one action right now and then head over to our private Facebook community at www.unblindedmovement.com to share your big win for the day. If you share today's win and any questions you may have for us, along with a 5-star review, so we can reach more like-minded people like yourselves, your questions will be answered and maybe even your win will be live on the podcast. And if you have not already subscribed, please visit www.unblindedhuddle.com to be part of our live studio audience for each morning huddle so that we can help you see what you don't see about the fun, excitement, and magic of exponentially growing your sales.